What's up? This is Tyler from Separations, and this is Antihero Online.
Tell me a little bit about the band. This is y'all's second album.
Yes.
So tell me about the momentum going into this second record.
Well, the momentum at first was pretty much at a halt. We hadn't done anything in forever, and we were sitting on so much music. Between Miles and myself, we had about 40 songs that we were ready to go into the studio with. And when the time came to write the record, it literally all got scrapped, and except for about 2 songs, which I think were Stargazer and Walls, everything else was pretty much from square one. It was really cool, really exciting, and the whole process took about 4 or 5 months, and actually came out with something really awesome, and we're all super proud of it.
That's awesome. And what kind of, made you guys take a halt and scrap most of the music that you had written?
There were a lot of things. We all had jobs and whatnot. We had a lot of XM radio play with our first album, Dream Eater, and that started a lot of momentum. But there were other factors involved that put a halt on everything.
And with the new album, that's pretty much what we're here to talk about, is the new release. What can fans of the band kind of expect from this record?
You can expect a little bit of everything, honestly, from softer melodies to some crazy riffs. Miles and myself, we took a lot of time in making sure everything was perfect and everything flowed, and all 10 songs are different, but somehow they're cohesive enough to be on the same record.
How does that come for you when you're writing these riffs, going into the studio? Do you kind of write to the lyrics, or do you just kind of like go off the top of the head and develop from there?
Well, when we scrapped everything we had, we pretty much started from square one, which was just one little guitar riff, whether it's a hook or a verse or just like a little intro riff. It all starts from there and just kind of blooms. Yeah. It was really cool. It was a real fun writing process.
And what did you guys kind of learn going into the second record from the first one?
We all just grew as musicians, really. We were able to write everything that we wanted to write. And it was just really, really fun.
You guys are playing on the Vans Warped Tour this year.
Yes.
How does that kind of feel to be on the tour and have an opportunity to kind of seize a fan base that hasn't heard of you before?
It's crazy, man. We've all been going to Warped Tour for years since we were teenagers, and to finally have the chance to play it and be on the tour for a month or so, it's really awesome, and we're really lucky to have this opportunity.
The tour itself is a pretty rigorous touring cycle. It looks like, from what I'm looking at right now, July is going to be really insane for you guys. How are you guys kind of preparing, not only mentally and physically as single people, but as a band as a whole?
We all get along, which really helps out with touring. And there's honestly nothing you can do to prepare yourself for the road. You have so many things that could go wrong. The last tour that we were on, we had 2 buses break down on us. We're stuck in a hotel room for almost a week at the end of the tour. It was just really, really rough, and there's nothing you can do to prepare yourself for that when you're starving out there, pretty much. Can't play music. You're just sitting in a hotel room or wherever you're at. Could be in a Walmart parking lot. You're hungry, and you just want to get out there and play a show and get paid a few bucks to eat. Can't really prepare yourself for that.
And hopefully this tour won't be the same way.
Yeah, hopefully.
With a little bit bigger name like Warped Tour, hopefully there won't be any Walmart parking lots involved.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll probably still sleep in some, but.
And it looks like the tour is covering a lot of the East Coast and working its way into Central U.S. Is this the first time that the that the band has toured this kind of rigorously?
Rigorously, yes. We've toured around the East Coast and like the Midwest. We've never been out west. That's the only place we really want to go, is out that way. But we've been around the East Coast a lot. Really fun.
As guitarist, what is your favorite song to play live right now between this record and the one before?
That's a hard one. We definitely enjoy playing the new record a lot more. There's a lot more crazy riffs and leads and whatnot. My favorite song probably would be Passenger, just because it's fun, it's bouncy, it's got that nasty breakdown at the end, if you want to call it that. It's just a real fun song to play, real high energy the whole time.
With that energy from that song, how do you kind of like translate the energy on stage to the fans and kind of get that back to, you know, help you guys make it through a set?
Oh, we're wild on stage. There's no telling what we're gonna do on stage once we get up there. It's always a fun time. We're jumping around, we're spinning, climbing on stuff, you name it, we do it.
And what bands kind of influence that live stage presence?
Man, well, I want to say bands like Let Live or Every Time I Die or like the Dillinger Escape Plan, where they have that crazy live show. We kind of strive to be, you know, at least half as crazy as them. They're pretty wild.
And as up and comers, you know, it's a opportunity to kind of get a takeaway too while you are on the Warped Tour. Is there any bands that are playing on Warped Tour that you're kind of excited to see in person that you might not have seen so far?
CKY. I grew up listening to CKY. It's going to be awesome to see them. And Guar is going to be awesome to see. And another band from Atlanta, Attila. That's going to be fun. Bad Omens, a band called Knocked Loose. I'm really excited to see every day. That's going to be a blast.
Like, it gives you an opportunity to not only just be a musician performing, but a fan of the music also.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. There's so many bands out there. I'll probably find some new bands to listen to while I'm there. That and being able to talk to other bands and make connections and whatnot. It's going to be fun to get our name out there.
And those connections, too, could that also lead to some collaborations in the future, possibly?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. That's a lot of the other band's mindset going into Warped Tours, making connections, whether it be making friends with a booking agent, making friends with a promoter, so and so on. That's just what you do.
Once Warped Tour is kind of wrapped up, is there any plans on going on a solo tour and kind of pushing the new record a little bit more?
Oh yeah, definitely. We're going to see how it all pans out here in this first week, and pretty much go from there. See what tours we can hop on, see if we can book some shows around the Southeast in our area, and just build a bigger fan base.
Atlanta is a really tight-knit musical scene.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I like to compare Atlanta to Charlotte, North Carolina, because the way it kind of works around here is when you have an up-and-comer, a lot of the older bands that have been established for a little while on the local set will kind of like take you under your wing, or take you under their wing, and kind of like teach you some of the tricks of the trade. Has that kind of been the same in Atlanta for you guys?
Yeah, a little bit for sure. I mean, we're all trying to get there. We all help each other out and whatnot. Whether it's a share on Facebook or going out and buying a T-shirt at a show or a CD, we all just really help each other out in that way more than anything.
When we look at the new record, what song was the hardest for you guys to kind of like make it through and record?
Maybe Hollow. Just because of how weird it is. We had never done anything like it before. It's real heavy, real groovy, kind of almost in this moment. That was a weird one to fully flesh out. Trying to think of another one. They all just kind of bloomed, for lack of a better word, pretty smoothly. It was a real nice writing process. But yeah, if I had to pick any of them, it would have been Hollow for sure.
And then you guys decided to make that the first track on the album.
Oh yeah, it's a banger to open up with. Got to throw something heavy in there right off the bat.
Oh yeah, totally. And it was one of the songs that made me have to do a double take and be like, yeah, let me listen to this entire record.
Yeah, kind of lets you know we're not the same band anymore.
Yeah.
There's a line in Lionheart that says, "The eater is dead, his blood's on my knife." Kind of letting you know that this isn't Dream Eater. This is new Separations.
With the album art, you guys kept it really simplistic. What kind of led to the decision to just like keep it simple and just let the music speak for itself instead of trying to attract people with an over-the-top album cover?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it was. We wanted to let the music speak for itself. The white background with the word Bloom, you kind of see the colors in the letters. When you open up the actual CD, there's the picture of the actual bloom, the flower. That's what's actually behind the lettering in there. But yeah, we didn't want to be too flashy, too gaudy. That's pretty much it.
With the sophomore release, did you feel that there was subconsciously that you guys had to one-up yourself whenever you step back into the studio to record?
Oh yeah, definitely. And that'll be the same with the next record and the record after that. Always try and do better than you did the last time. Learn from your mistakes and move on.
Since this one is just coming out actually today, officially.
Yes.
Is there any plans on you guys to go back into the studio anytime soon and just work on some demo stuff? Or are you guys going to kind of like put writing on a hold, tour this one, and then when it feels right, go back?
We were writing. Me and Miles, we're always writing. So we've got, another 10, 20 more songs already. But who knows where those will go. When it's time to go into the studio, we usually just take everything that we have, we listen to it, we break it all down and just go from there.
That's pretty much everything that I have. Is there anything that I didn't touch on that you would like to add, where people could find your music?
Find our music on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere you can listen to your music online. We'll have physical copies up on our new online store probably by the time we get back from Warped Tour. And that's about it. Bloom dropped today. Go listen to it.
And then they can find you guys on the Vans Warped Tour through the end of July.
Yes, from July 6th to the 24th.